this. And, you know, he's kind of been locked up in his office and studio for the last 3 months putting this stuff together. But, you know, at the end of the day, until 3 days ago, we had no idea if he could actually do it. So I think in this day and age, it's more and more difficult to find people that you can trust and put your trust in.
I'm at SopranosCon right now with Ed Heck, who is a fantastic artist. Ed, isn't this so exciting?
Yes, I mean, I can't believe the amount of people that are here today.
Yeah, and it's so early, right? They lined up outside. It had to be about 8 o'clock in the morning, and everybody is waiting to get the autographs, and it's so exciting.
Yeah, I can't believe for the first one, and the turnout is huge.
Yeah. So tell everybody about your artwork and then your connection with Wise Guys and Whack Jobs.
Well, I'm a New York City pop artist, and I've been working with Danny Provenzano now on Wise Guys and Whack Jobs, doing some artwork and also going to be doing some voiceover work for some of the characters.
Oh, that's so cool. Now, how long have you been an artist?
As soon as I could pick up a crayon.
Really, really. So it was in your blood. So now some of the characters in the Wise Guys and Whack Jobs, you got Chuck Zito, right? You got Vince Caratola. Michael Mota is in it now, who's one of the founders of SopranosCon, and Nicky Petito. Who else we got?
We have, well, Eddie Lynch is also playing some characters. Joe Perry from Aerosmith and his wife. A couple of the Soprano guys are adding to the cast also, I think so. And William DeMeo, I think, is coming on to do a character. Cool. Yeah, so it's a growing family.
Good, good. Do you have a website where we can follow you?
It's edheck.com.
Thanks, Ed.
Thanks, Helen.
500 tickets being sold.
Okay, we're here with this gorgeous motorcycle, and we have the owner who's going to tell us about it. It's being auctioned off today for a fabulous charity. That's so great that you're going to part with your bike.
Yeah, well, the Gary Tiger Boletto Foundation is something that's very important to me. He's a tremendous guy, huge inspiration, and he's the profits of the motorcycle are going to be used to help people with spinal cord injury. The YMCA's, he started out in Rhode Island to retrofit a lot of the equipment and get new equipment in for people that have spinal cord injury.
Yeah,
so
Christopher Reeve had suffered with that.
Yeah, so it's going to a tremendous cause. There's only 500 tickets being sold here at SopranosCon. They're $100 a piece.
And what's your name?
Steve Torioni.
And Steve, now tell us something about the history of this bike.
Well, this bike was actually owned by Federico Castelluccio, the actor who played Furio in The Sopranos, and about 14 years ago, he had the bike that was being auctioned off, and the proceeds were going to a children's hospital, I believe the Smile Foundation, and I was the bidder of the bike that ended up with the bike. So the bike has been drained and preserved, and it's been in my house for the past 14 years. So since we had this event with SopranosCon, we figured it would be a good time to raise money for this special charity.
That'll have to edit for public access.
Yes.
Okay. Right now I'm with Robert Funaro, who is Eugene on The Sopranos, and I have to tell you, my heart bled for you because I understood the situation. He wanted to get out of the mob. His wife wanted to move to Florida, and I can't blame her, especially with New York winters. And what happened?
Get away from my wife, so. I did the best thing possible.
Yeah, well, she was coming no matter what. What episode was that? What season?
Episode 6, first episode of season 6. And then they did another series of 6 after that. But yeah, it was a great show to be in, and Members Only is really one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, and do you remember that people, do you know that people are coming from all over the world to see you guys? All over the world?
Belfast. It's really a great honor to be here. All the legacy of James Gandolfini and David Chase and all those guys, and God bless them, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know?
And now it's good
too.
Oh, you're welcome. And it's good to see all the cast members for you, right?
Yes. Mostly everyone is here. You know, just about everyone, you know.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the surrounding characters too, which is nice also.
And what are you up to now?
I have a spot in The Irishman, the new film by Martin Scorsese.
Great.
So I've got a couple of scenes in there. That's great, working with Robert De Niro. And then I have, I'm a regular on, a recurring role on Ray Donovan, which started last week, yeah.
Oh, that's terrific.
Thank you.
Great to see you. Continued success.
Thank you.
Right now I am with the terrific actor, Brandon Hannan, who was Vito Spataore Jr. on The Sopranos. It's so good to see you here, Brandon.
Nice to see you too, Helen.
Yeah. And what do you think of The Sopranos coming back, everybody getting together after 10 years?
I think it's incredible. There's going to be over 10,000 people over the course of 2 days. Everyone's in great spirit. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait.
Now, did you get a lot of ribbing about your shower scene?
Every single person that's come up to me so far has mentioned it. I even got a little prop there in case someone wants to take selfies with it.
Well, that's good that you have a very humorous side about the whole thing. So tell me, what was it like? Because I know you had one-on-one scenes with James Gandolfini and Frank Vincent. What was it like to work with somebody like James Gandolfini? And what did you think of him?
Well, he's incredible. I mean, a lot of people know him as a great actor, but behind the scenes, we would play chess together. He would text me or email me. He would always keep up and ask how I'm doing as a kid, and he was just a great person. So I miss him. We all miss him, but he was fantastic.
Yeah, and then you had a scene with him in your mother's house, the Spataore house, and he had to squeeze your face. And didn't he apologize to you about that at lunch and ask if you were okay?
Yeah, he was really a gentle giant. He's a big guy, big hand, but yeah, he always apologized. Yeah.
Terrific. Great to see you here. Go to www.brandonhannan.com to see clips of all the work that this guy's done. Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks for having me.
I am with the terrific William DeMeo and his son Chris, and they have had, William was on The Sopranos. He was Jason Molinaro. But your career, you didn't waste a breath. You have been creating and being in movies with top actors ever since The Sopranos. But I want to think about Sopranos days. How did you like it?
I love The Sopranos. Just to be part of a show that everyone on a Sunday from everywhere across the country was watching. Sopranos night was so big.
I know.
And just to be a part of the show and to meet so many great people, it was such a blessing. And these guys that put this SopranoCon together, what an amazing event today is, and it's just great to see so many of the cast members here.
Yeah, to come and to support this, because it's been 20 years since it started and 10 years since it's been on the air, but nobody forgets, and we were longing for this. Now, you were part of a crew, weren't you?
Yes, I was part of Paulie Walnut's crew. Pretty much, I was with Christopher, I was with Paulie, I was with Vito, but at the end, I was more with Paulie Walnuts. And that was great because Tony Sirico's from my neighborhood. He's from Brooklyn, so we're two Brooklynites.
So tell everybody now, you have this wise guy wear that's so fabulous. You have the jogging suit on right now, Brooklyn brand.
Brooklyn brand, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have Chris DeMeo, William's son, who's also a terrific actor. And it's so good to see you, and I'm wishing you a happy birthday, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 22 years old.
You know what I love? You guys are such a cheering squad for one another. I mean, you really, really have each other's back, and you're a very talented actor.
Oh, thank you so much.
What are you up to right now?
We've been working on the series on Gravesend, so everyone that loves The Sopranos and is a huge fan of Mob series, we have a really good show coming, and it's looking really good, and a lot of work has been put into it, and I think that's going to be, going to draw in the fan base of, it's kind of like the new Sopranos. It's really cool.
Something like that. What's going to happen with Gravesend, William?
Well, yeah, we have episodes that are shot already and ready to be delivered, and we'll be announcing a release date and the network very shortly. We already have a distribution deal, and it's coming. Good. And it's coming strong.
Good.
The wait is
I'm so happy.
It.
I know it's going to be. All the best to you. So good to see you guys. So good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Continued success. This guy's going places, baby.
I can't take home a pen with my own phone. You got to purchase them up front.
I am with the unbelievable sound and sound man, Tommy James of Tommy James and the Shondells, and his music was played on The Sopranos. He had Crystal Blue Persuasion, I Think We're Alone Now, right? Moni Moni.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them.
I know. Going back to the 60s, about 3-4 years ago.
Well, that's true. That's true. Anyway, it's nice to be with you today. How are you?
Nice to be with you too. I loved your music, and it's just fantastic, the Sopranos Con.
Isn't it? It's. I was very honored to be asked to be here because I'm really not in the show,
I know, but your music is, and music was very key in The Sopranos. They were very selective on what they let into the show. So, of course, for you to be in it was, you were a shoo-in.
Well, I'm very honored, and we're having fun here today. I've gotten to know several of the members of the cast. I happen to believe that the cast of The Sopranos are going to be revered like the cast of Star Trek.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. This is the first Sopranos Con. This is going to grow and grow and grow. So tell us something about your new book.
Well, the book is called Me, the Mob, and the Music, and it's about our very crazy and tumultuous and sometimes scary relationship with Roulette Records, the label we had most of our hits on.
I remember it was white, and it had blue and red and yellow, like diamonds at the top, right?
Sure.
I can remember it going around.
Yeah, you can do brain damage watching the label go around. Anyway, the reason it was scary and tumultuous is because Roulette Records was a front for the Genovese crime family in New York. We didn't know that, of course, when we signed with the label.
Yeah, but we want everybody to read the book, so we're not going to say too much more about that. But also, I understand that you're casting for a movie. You're going to make a movie?
That's correct. It's going to be a movie, and we are very excited watching all that come together. The screenplay was done by Matthew Stone, who's a terrific writer. Kathleen Marshall is going to direct the picture, and Barbara DeFina is our producer, who produced Goodfellas and Casino and Hugo a couple years ago with Martin Scorsese. So it's really an exciting project.
Yeah.
And
now you're also still touring, aren't you?
Oh yeah, we're all over the country, and you can just come to our website, TommyJames.com, and see where we're going to be. Maybe we'll come to your town.
If you come to my town, I'll come and see you.
That's great. That's a deal.
I'll even travel to come and see you.
God bless you. That's great. That's loyalty.
Great music. Tommy James.
Welcome to Sopranos Con. My name is Jeff Marchetti. I was lucky enough to play Petey Bista-La-Rosa on The Sopranos for 10 years. What's going on here is epic. It's not only epic for you guys or interesting for you guys, but it's incredibly interesting and appealing for the guys and the gals that were actually on the show. We can't believe all of you guys turned out, and hopefully you're going to come in April to Mob Movie Con, which is happening, I believe, in Atlantic City. You can get your Bada Bing coffee in Atlantic City. I know they're going to come, and we pray that you guys come. In the meantime, Michael Mota, the creator, and his partners, the creator of SopranosCon, made me the voice of SopranosCon. So if you heard SopranosCon on the radio, that was me. Thank you very much. Let me introduce you. Put your hands together for Joe Causey, everybody.
Yeah. Jeff Marchetti. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Welcome to SopranosCon. From CBS FM, I'm Joe Causey, Brooklyn Zone. Anybody from Brooklyn in the house? Jersey is here? Anybody from Long Island? Let's see. You came all the way here from Long Island. When did you leave? Yesterday? Not me. Any Italians here? Very nice. Anybody wants to be Italian? I like that. I'm not Italian, I'm Sicilian. There's a big difference, all right? Remember.
Well, we got a guy coming up now. He's going to be doing some comedy. A friend of mine, Nicky Petito. Shut your mouth. He does all kinds of voices and shit. I don't know.
This is a very difficult situation. This is SopranosCon for the fans, by the fans.
Okay, they say they suck at eating cannolis, and they're going up against champions here. So does anybody care if they switch off? What's the winner get? The winner gets a round of applause, so I think I don't really care. I think we just want to see a bunch of awesome men shove cannolis in their faces. Stomach, you know what I mean? You know that the dairy's going to rip right through him like he said. That means he really wants to do this, because if you're in your 40s, you know what happens. Too much dairy, next thing you know it's 5 a.m., you can't go back to sleep. Let's go, Large. Large coming in strong there. Let's check on down here at the favorite end of the table.
I am with KATHRINA MICHIO, who was a Bada Bing girl, and she looks pretty Bada Bing to me still. KATHRINA, so great to see you.
Thank you. So nice to be here. It's a lot of fun seeing all the cast and all the fans. It's amazing.
I know. Isn't it nice to reminisce about the good old days? Yes. We're not even old enough to be saying that, but it is the good old days with the Sopranos at SopranosCon.
It's just amazing. I mean, this is the first time that I've done anything like this, and it's really overwhelming, you know, with all the fans.
So tell us something about your experience when you were filming The Sopranos, and were you a bartender at the Bada Bing?
I was a bartender, the original bartender. My name was Diane. I was at the Bada Bing like almost all the time, whenever I was available, you know, and so I had a bunch of scenes there.
Now, you also had started your own film festival and such, so why don't you tell everybody about that? Because, you know, life goes on for these actors. When the show closes, they have to get other work. So, tell everybody what you've been doing.
I am an actress, and I am working, but on my off time, I have 2 film festivals that I direct. I have one in Manhattan. It's the Cutting Room International Short Film Festival, and I also have an Italian film festival, which is shorts and features, and it's going to be in Miami in May. It's called the Venus International Italian Film Festival. My film is St. Joseph, and it won like about 20 film festivals, and Vinnie Pastore is in it, and Lou Martini. There's a bunch of people from The Sopranos that's actually in my film. It's called St. Joseph.
That's right. And also, we're doing a movie together called High Hopes 3.
High Hopes 3. Yes, and I'm the new Joni. Yes. I'm the lead actor's new wife, and I look nothing like the original wife. So we said that I've had a lot of work done.
A lot of work done. Do you have a website, KATHRINA?
Yes, it's nobull.productions.
Great.
NOBULL.productions. That's my website.
That suits you. Okay, hi. This is your horse. What is your name?
I'm Kimberly Martin. This is Pio, we call her Goldie at the barn.
Okay. And is it a thoroughbred, a chestnut thoroughbred?
She's a thoroughbred cross, yes.
Okay. And what is she? She's got a nice disposition. You didn't have to tranquilize it, did you?
No, she was out at the racetrack last night in the freezing cold weather, and I think she exhausted herself last night. So.
She's glad to be inside. So, and she's a celebrity. How old is she?
22.
22. You know, I had a chestnut thoroughbred gelding, lived to 30, and I had a birthday cake for him with a carrot cake when he was 30. I'm with Louis Quignali right now, and he's going to tell everybody about his role on The Sopranos and what season it was.
Hi, everybody. I was in season 3, episode 9 and 12. Not that I'm counting, but
we are counting.
Yeah, we are counting. It's been a long time. I'm surprised I remember. Yeah, my first episode was I'm one of Jackie Jr.'s cohorts, and I get busted at the Crazy Horse for selling drugs. So I go to Jackie Jr. to have a sit down. And what happens is later on we get into drugs in my second episode, and we cook up a scheme to go over and knock over a poker game, not knowing that it's like a lot of high-level guys in the mafia, Christopher being one of them. So I eventually meet my demise and get whacked by Christopher, shot in the forehead, which I guess is probably the best way to go, right?
You know, you kind of have a resemblance to Michael Imperioli. Did anybody ever tell you that?
No, nobody ever told me that.
Now, when you got whacked, were you sad?
I remember as the bullet hit my head, I was like, I'm getting whacked, like being excited, but then I was sad because I wasn't going to be in another episode.
You're off the show, you get whacked, yeah, exactly. You're done. Okay, so we're with the creators of Wise Guys and Whack Jobs and producers and everything, so introduce yourself to me.
My name is Danny McDermott.
And what is your role?
I am a producer on Wise Guys and Whack Jobs.
Did you create this?
No, Mr. Provenzano has.
Oh, Danny Provenzano. So tell us all about yourself, Danny.
Oh my God, do we have enough?
Not all, not all. No, I take that back. Not all, some.
We're here to support our show, Wise Guys and Whack Jobs. Obviously, you see we have a few Sopranos cast members.
Yeah, just a few.
Just a few. And we got a big screening today at 4 o'clock and tomorrow at 1:15. So real excited about it.
So tell everybody about the premise of it. Like, it's a cartoon with the mobsters, right?
Yes, it's a cartoon characters based on the mafia. People have been calling it The Sopranos meets Family Guy. So I guess that would be the best way to describe it.
Okay, and you are?
Michael Hackett, producer.
Oh, okay. How did you hook up with these guys?
It's a long story.
I have time. It's a 28-minute show.
Involves lawyers, bail money,
Some
jail
things
time.
are better off not said.
That's why you're intrigued by the other side of the law. You're not on it. You're just intrigued by it. Okay, Danny, is there a website where we can follow you?
Yes, wiseguysandwhackjobs.com.
Now, who's in there now? You just added Michael Motta, right?
Just added Michael Motta, who is another voice, and Nicky Petito. He's a voice too. With Nicky Petito, it's going to be amazing. The character he's doing is called Tony Tenor, and he's a liquor delivery guy that looks like Tony Soprano.
Yeah, well, he talks like him too.
Talks like him as well. And Michael Motta is playing the crime boss from Providence, Rhode Island. Oh. So it's really cool. Yeah, really cool.
I got you. Yep. Thanks, guys. Have fun.
Thank you, honey.
So I'm at SopranosCon and I'm walking by this booth and I said, boy, if that doesn't look like Edie Falco and James Gandolfini, but I know it can't be. But I am here now with
Allie Mulrain. Hi, guys.
She was Edie Falco's double. How many episodes were you her double on?
Actually, I was pretty much working on the show for 10 years. Wow. I started out as the photo double, utility, and then I became like a stand-in / photo double / everything Carmella person. So I've been with this family for 10 years. Was with this family for 10 years.
Wow, how exciting is that?
It is.
Now, what sticks out in your mind? How was Edie Falco to work with?
Wonderful woman. Mm-hmm. We're both from Long Island.
Yes.
I'm a Stony Brook girl and she's a Northport girl. and I look more like her than my two sisters look like me. And we have similar voices. It's really nuts. It's nuts. She's wonderful. We had a really, really nice time together.
Yeah. I picked you out like, woo, Edie Falco. So now you're telling me that you're doing dinner theater. You want to talk about that a minute? What show is that?
Oh, yeah. I do a show in the city called Murdered by the Mob. And it's every Saturday night at 7 p.m. at Arno's Restaurant on 38th between Broadway and 7th. And it is, let's put it this way, it's kind of like a Sopranos with a murder mystery twist.
I'm here with Donald Metzger, who was James Gandolfini's double on The Sopranos. You have a remarkable resemblance to Jim.
Scary, isn't it?
So now, how long were you working on the show?
The last 3 seasons. I had won the HBO Sopranos Lookalike Contest that HBO held on the internet back in 2001.
Is that how you got the job?
Indirectly.
Now, let me ask you, do you go around and do impersonations? Do you get booked to do Tony Soprano lookalike things at conventions, etc.?
Allie and I get to do parties, corporate events.
Do it together?
Yeah, they fly us all over the place.
Is there a website where we can follow you?
Yes. SopranoDoubles.com.